Hey, welcome to the Go To Physio Shoulder series, and in today's episode, part 4, we're going to put all the previous 3 parts together and we're going to talk about return to play strategies. Now, you might see a return to play strategy and you go, oh, I can't use this in my clinic, whereas we're going to use these same strategies for somebody who's got pain when they roll over in bed, because all we need to do ultimately is put in a graded exposure program to the movements or activities that the patient does not like doing. So these return to play strategies, they can be used with non-sporting patients also in the clinic. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, where I reveal some of the strategies that I use with pro athletes, as well as use with non-sporting patients who just want to roll over in bed without shoulder pain. Okay, for a return to play for an athlete that is going to take a lot of contact, or they may be down on the floor a bit, a rolling kind of pattern is going to be very, very important for the athlete. Now, we're not talking about the kind of traditional core rolling patterns, but rather than giving that athlete that exposure to be happy to roll on the shoulder again. Now, I actually like doing these even with non-sporting athletes as well, to get the person used to putting pressure through that shoulder again. So a lot of people, they don't like sleeping on the shoulder, and if we look at it from a traditional graded exposure point of view, if we can just get the brain used to having pressure through the shoulder again without reacting with this pain experience, then we should be good to go. But what we need to do is just give that system that little bit of exposure without giving them too much, so that the system perceives a threat. So what I would get Pete to do first, even in this scenario, you just get used to rolling on it. So Pete, just put your hand by your side. I just want you to roll over as if you're rolling over this way for me now, okay? And back again, perfect. That's it. Same again, and back again, good. So we might just start something like that, something as silly as that, where Pete just starts to do that over the first few days, okay? So he's getting used to rolling on the shoulder again, okay? Same again, Pete. Now, if that's a little bit hard for Pete, I can also get this side involved. So reach over this hand over to me. That's it. So that's just going to take a little bit less generating torque through the left hand shoulder, and he's going to drive more with the right hand side now. Okay, same again, Pete. Okay, so I might actually just get an athlete to do that pretty much day 1, day 2 post injury within reason. So it gets him used to this sitting on the shoulder again and actually putting pressure through it. So it kind of dispels any kind of protective behaviors that they might do. A lot of athletes are almost holding their shoulders like that, and I want to kind of squash it, I want to squish it and give them that reassurance pretty quickly. Okay, now I'll see if that's pain free, and if it is, great. I'm happy for him to crack on with that. Now, the reason we're going to start that pretty early is because then the next few progressions I want Pete to do is I want to see how far we can get him almost into a modified like Turk get up, okay? So Pete, this time I want your hand here, and I want you to roll onto your hand as if you're about to initiate the stage of actually getting up, okay? So same again, good. Good, perfect. Now what I want you to do, Pete, back down again, that's good, is I want you to imagine there's an orange under here, and I want you to squash the orange, because in these initial stages, I want Pete's hand to have a closed chain input, because if I can get his hand having a good input, then I know that the rotator cuff muscles are going to react as well. So I can make sure that these tissues are generating torque, that they're not perceiving a threat, so they're not going to be able to do their job. Okay, so I want a good squash of the orange, Pete, as you get up here for me. Good, squash, 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 good. And as he does that, can you feel the shoulder and the elbow and everything else working there for you? Good. Now this time, Pete, I want you to do that, and I want you to reach that hand over to me. I want you to squash and reach with this hand. Good, push, 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 good, push, 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 good. That's it. You can see he's shaking, he's working hard there, okay? So same again. Good, push, 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 good. Is that pain free?
Yeah.
Good, back down again. Can you feel your triceps working quite hard there? Posterior delt, all the rotator cuffs all working there. Now the next scenario, Pete, I want this to be here. I want this hand to reach here for me. Okay, same again. Push, 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 good, good, perfect. Now why I'm doing this is Pete's gonna need to know, Pete, I want you to roll onto your front, and I want you to almost finish in this position, in the presso position, okay? So I want you to roll, and then I want you to get into a presso position, okay? But I want you to push off that hand, reach with that hand, then adjust yourself and get into a presso position. Okay, good. Now adjust, good, good, and back again, good. We're not going to get any Olympic medals here, Pete. So let's do that. That's fine, and to be fair, that's probably what the athlete's going to have to do the first few reps. Pete had to figure out a way to get there. I didn't tell him. I just told him the end position and I wanted him to self-regulate. The only constraint there, I want you to push off that, I want you to reach off that, and then I want you to adjust your body quickly and finish in a press up position for me. Okay, let's go. Good, push, 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 push. Good, perfect, okay, good. Back down again. Any pain with that? No. Good, so again, I'm just asking the person, do they have any pain, any apprehension, okay? You can see Pete is very slow here. He's not up and fast at the moment, okay? Now, whether Pete's just playing up to me or whatever, I don't know, but if that was a person in pain, I'd be looking at that. I'd be seeing how he's subconsciously moving at the moment. If someone is flying up and they're doing it quickly and bang, 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 they're up into a press position, then I'm getting a lot of confidence in terms of that player's ability to return to play, okay? Same again, Pete. Push, 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 a bit quicker this time, perfect, good. Back down again. Now what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to test Pete's ability and his system's happiness, if you want to call it that, to roll on that shoulder. This time, Pete, I don't want you to push down with this shoulder, I just want you to roll over it and get into a press-up position, okay? So the only constraint, you can reach with your right hand, but this can't push this time, I want you to roll over it, okay? Let's go. Good, and he's pushing and he's back, perfect, good. So that time there, we're actually just rolling passively on the shoulder, okay? So all these positions is good because when Pete's gonna go back to return to play running now, I can get Pete to get down. So if Pete was coming, so if you go on all fours, Pete, what I can get Pete to do is, even when he's running, if he's doing like a 20-meter run, okay, so he can run 20 meters, drop to his knees. Pete, I want you to go on your front, okay, so chest to the floor, and I want you to roll onto your back. Good, and then back again, and then back up to the start position. Then Pete stands up again, he runs another 20 meters and he repeats the same thing. This time, Pete, I want you to get on your chest and I want you to roll this way towards me, okay? Same again, go, okay? Perfect. See the way he adjusted his shoulder, he got it out of the way. So that position there, anyone for an AC joint, to be able to do that. And then back again, Pete, good. And back up, perfect. So do that one more time, just show if you can use the same strategy you use, that'd be ideal, but if you can, perfect. See that movement there, straight in, very, very important. So good, back up again. So I know now that Pete's getting comfortable with his AC. So if Pete was an AC and he's doing that for me very quick with thoughtless, fearless movement, then I'm getting pretty happy that Pete's close to getting back again. But all these positions, these are the positions that he's going to be in contact and wrestle and stuff like that. So even getting him back up to contact, I'd want to be doing some kind of progression like this, okay? It's very, very powerful stuff. So Pete then can get up onto his feet, he can sprint 20 meters, he can get down, he can roll, he can get back up again. But the rolling kind of patterns for the shoulder are really, really good. And it just forces him to address the elephant in the room and roll on it, push off it, etc. So there's nowhere to hide. So if Pete comes through all these progressions good, then I'm very, very confident that he's ready to return to the team setting, or certainly take the next step and then do a bit more contact and do whatever else we need to do in the return to play program, okay? But for the shoulder, start using these, even with non-sporting injuries, get people used to rolling on that shoulder again and avoiding these protective behaviors that a lot of people tend to adopt with shoulder pain. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the Go-To Physio Shoulder series. As always, this series was designed just to help you look at things from a slightly different angle so that you can find the hidden clues to maybe why your patients aren't responding as maybe expected. We at the GoToPhysio.com help therapists gain a confidence and clarity to take their patients through a simple step-by-step treatment program by looking at the whole body so that you can differentiate yourself from other therapists and become that go-to therapist. As always, head over to thegotophysio.com for more information, and I'll see you on our next series helping you become that go-to therapist.